Good morning. You are listening to UpReach, a morning devotional presented by the Church Street Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee, to encourage you as you face the opportunities and challenges of today. Let's begin this day together with some inspiring thoughts from God's holy word. By faith, Moses, when he became of age, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the passing pleasures of sin, esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. For he looked to the reward. Hebrews chapter 11, verses 24 through 26. Lord Northcliffe was gifted with very long sight. It was said of him that he could read the prices of articles in shop windows while he was sitting in a taxicab driving down the middle of the road. But by far the most of his time was spent reading books and newspapers. At one time he was threatened with blindness. A London oculist took the view that only an operation could save Northcliffe's sight. Northcliffe was unwilling to undergo an operation and sought another opinion. He went to a German eye specialist. The verdict of the specialist was that Northcliffe was suffering from extreme weariness of the optic nerve, and the cure was that Northcliffe must, at least for a time, give up looking at things close at hand and look at things in the distance and far away. The cure for Northcliffe was to stop peering at the things which were close at hand and to look at the things that were far away. There is much sound truth in that, even for us today. In every action we would do well to look at the future of our own lives. Many a thing may seem very unpleasant at the moment, but it will bring much regret in the years to come. We will be saved from many an error, and we will overcome many a temptation if we stop to think about how the thing will look, not at the moment, but in another month or another year, or even at the end of life. Many a thing only shows its true proportion and its true significance when we learn to take the long view of it. We would do well sometimes to think not only of the future as it affects ourselves, but also as it affects other people. Anthony Collette tells how he was building a country cottage and how he was planning to lay out the garden of it. In charge of operations in the garden there was an old man. Anthony Collette had given him instructions to plant apple trees and walnut trees in certain places. But the old man came to him and said, "You did tell me to plant apple trees there, but I have put the walnut trees here, and the apple trees there. For I did think that when you and me were gone, those walnuts would shade them apples." The old man was thinking how the garden would look years after he and Anthony Collette were gone. What about you today? Are you guilty of living only in the here and now, never looking down the road for the long-term good? Why not ask God today to give you the vision and the wisdom to make choices that will be most beneficial in the long term? This has been UpReach, a presentation of the Church Street Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee. I am Kyle Bolton, the pulpit minister at Church Street, and I would like to personally invite you to come and share times of Bible study and worship with us each week. We meet every Sunday at 9 o'clock a.m. for our morning worship, followed by our Sunday school for all ages at 10:15 a.m. Then we meet again at 6 o'clock p.m. for our evening worship. We also have a midweek meeting for devotion and Bible study on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. I hope to see you there. Have a blessed day.
Since the love of God has shed priceless blessings on my head, I have made it my own. I will hide it in my heart, that it never may depart. It shall rule there alone. The love of God, within the heart, will kindliness and warmth impart. The soul will glow like Jesus in His tender mercy. If the heart is made His dwelling place, the love of God glows like a flame. Through endless years, it is the same. The love of God will never fail nor lose its glory till we see Him face to face. Since the Son of God came down with His love our lives to crown, He with us would remain. Greater love there could not be. Jesus died for you and me. In our hearts He